All right, we want to talk to you about this is a 2005 Alpha 1 Gen 2 Mercruiser drive. I believe the Gen 2s are pretty much all the same. The couple things I want to talk to you about, because I could not find anything on these, and being an auto diesel mechanic, I want to make sure this thing was done right. So, first things first, the shift cable is what we're trying to accomplish here. This port down in here is where the shift cable screws in. Mine was frozen solid in there. I could not get it out. There's all kinds of talk about having to take this off and, you know, drilling it out, heating it up, doing this, that, and the other. And so I just wanted to show you somewhat of an easier way to do it. So when you take the center core out, you'll have a white piece of nylon sticking out of the cable here. Just take a pair of wire cutters, cut that off. There'll be a piece of brass, a little brass stem, like part of the sheath sticking out. Just take a pair of pliers and break that off. And then what I did is you just take a 21/64 drill bit, drill the center of it out, and you don't want to go too much bigger, because if you go too much bigger, the brass will thin out and you'll actually start cutting the threads in the housing. So use a 21/64 drill bit for that. Once you drill through there, this is probably something most people don't have. With this screw extractor set, I've had for over 20 years now. I think Mac or Matco or Snap-on makes it. You could probably just Google the part number. It's at SE100 is the kit number. And this is what it looks like. So what you do with this is you drill the center of the fitting out. So as you can see, center is drilled out. All right. Once you drill the center of that out, you're going to take this little rod and you're going to tap it in gently with a hammer. And because it's brass, it's going to go in real easy, and you're going to not have to worry about breaking anything. So once you tap that in, you're going to slide this barrel over it. And then what I would recommend is using a 1/2-inch ratchet with a 3/8 adapter and reduce it down to, I think it's a 16mm socket that fits on here, or a 5/8 one or the other. And use that bigger ratchet for some leverage, and just gently pull on it and it'll break it loose. And then you can screw it all the way out, and that'll alleviate you from having to pull this entire assembly off and wasting a bunch of money when some knucklehead put it in there too tight or used Loctite. All you're supposed to use on there, from what I understand, is some thread sealant. And some of the boat guys say to either screw it all the way in or leave it one thread out. I've had more guys than not say to screw it all the way down until it's about one thread from bottoming out. Nobody can give me an explanation for that, but that's what I'm going to be doing, just because it's that's the way you're supposed to do it, apparently. The second thing that I could not find pretty much anywhere on the internet, as far as Mercruiser goes, I know there's a bunch of guys that talk about knowing what they're doing, but I don't really like to go off of that. I like to actually see it on paper. However, I did find out the shift shaft that goes down through here. As you can see, there's a bushing on top and there's a bushing here. There's 2 seals that go in here. Typically, these kind of seals are what it's called a lip seal. They have a spring on them. This portion that I'm showing you on this side typically goes towards pressure. Like if this was a front crankshaft seal, it would go towards the inside of the motor. This side would face the outside. However, on these boats, I don't understand why, but I've talked to multiple boat shops, multiple boat technicians that said that both of these seals on the Gen 2 go up towards the drive shaft housing. So this is your exhaust port. This is the drive shaft housing. These seals are going to go up underneath this bushing, down up in here, and stacked on top of each other, just like this. They're going to be pushed up into here, with the lips both up. That's what I'm being told by multiple boat mechanics. I don't understand why it wouldn't go towards the exhaust, which is where the pressure is, and where the water would be developing more pressure than the drive shaft cavity, because it has no pressure in it. But but I'm not an engineer, and this is just the way it's supposed to be done. So I just wanted to cover that because I could not find it anywhere. Hopefully this helps somebody out there if they tore theirs apart or like, what the heck, you know, which way do they go? Anyway, that's the end of the video, and feel free to comment and ask some questions. I'll do my best to help you. And that's it. Thanks.